On January 23rd, 1922, Leonard Thompson receives the first ever insulin injection to treat diabetes. This hits close to home since my father had type 1 diabetes and my great grandmother died from the disease in 1911, 11 years before this breakthrough, leaving behind 9 children, including my 5-year-old grandfather. Before insulin, people with diabetes didn't live long. The only treatment was a strict low-carb diet, which would buy the patient a few years at best. In 1889, 2 German researchers named Oskar Minkowski and Josef von Mering found that when the pancreas was removed from dogs, they developed symptoms of diabetes and died soon afterward. Thanks to their research, scientists realized that the pancreas was key to understanding and treating the disease. The next major breakthrough was made in 1910 by British physiologist Sir Edward Albert Sharpie Schaefer. He discovered that only one chemical is missing from the pancreas in people with diabetes. Sharpie Schaefer called this chemical insulin, which comes from the Latin word for island, because the chemical is produced in clusters of endocrine cells scattered throughout the pancreas, called islets of Langerhans. In 1921, researchers Frederick Banting and Charles Best at the University of Toronto figured out how to remove insulin from a dog's pancreas. They then removed the pancreas from another dog. This other dog then developed diabetes. They were able to use the insulin extracted from the first dog to keep the other dog with diabetes alive. With the help of 2 colleagues, James Collip and John McLeod, they developed a more refined insulin from cattle. In January 1922, they injected this refined insulin into Leonard Thompson, a 14-year-old Toronto boy with the disease. Before the treatment began, Thompson was near death at the University of Toronto's hospital. The strict diet he was following caused his weight to drop to just 65 pounds. He was drifting in and out of a diabetic coma. His desperate father allowed the doctors to try this untested treatment. Within 24 hours, his glucose levels dropped to near normal levels. Thompson's health steadily improved. He lived another 13 years before dying of pneumonia, which may or may not have been connected to his years-long battle with diabetes. When published the following month, the discovery made headlines around the world. The Toronto researchers were given the Nobel Prize for Medicine the following year. Their work changed the world. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1556, in China's Ming Dynasty, the deadliest earthquake in history kills an estimated 830,000 people. In 1775, London merchants petitioned Parliament to reconcile with the American colonies because of boycotts. In 1957, Wham-O produces the Frisbee, which gets its name from the Frisbee Pie Company in Connecticut. In 1968, North Korea seizes the U.S. intelligence ship Pueblo and holds the crew for the next 11 months. In 1977, the groundbreaking television miniseries Roots, based on a novel by Alex Haley, premieres on ABC. In 1986, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducts its first class, including Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, and others. In 2013, the Pentagon announces that it is lifting the combat ban for women in the U.S. military. And now, it's time for our Today in History quiz. The California Gold Rush was triggered when gold was discovered on the South Fork of which river? The Sacramento River, the American River, the Klamath River, or the Trinity River? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right tomorrow on Today in History.